Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. My name is Tess. Today's video is going to be my To Be Honest review on the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. If you guys are interested in the swatches, wear time, and my thoughts, then please keep on watching. Today we're still going to test out Colourpop No Filter Concealer. I know I'm super late on everything, but I'm just gonna do that for my own pleasure because I like to test out stuff. So yeah, the shade I got is light 10. Just give you guys a little swatchy swatch. And what I normally use, I'll swatch it next to my hand. Normally when it comes to anything that you shop online, I kind of feel like, especially on Colourpop website, a lot of stuff you see online is this color, but when you receive it, it's another color. I kind of often feel like that. I'm just gonna swatch it next to all of my favorite concealers so you guys can check it out yourself. This is Colourpop No Filter in the shade Light 10. This is Catrice Liquid Camouflage in the shade 005. Maybelline Age Rewind in the shade 120. This is Tarte Shade Tape in the shade Light Neutral. So this is really not far off. This is definitely the shade that I normally would use. If we wear the same shade, this can definitely work for you. I'm just going to moisturize my face. Okay, now I'm gonna just go straight into the concealer. And conceal where I normally would conceal. I actually tried to film this video the other day. Actually, it's not too bad if you set it with a powder. I will say this is like a light coverage concealer if you only use one layer. Yeah, the coverage is not that great. It's more like a skin-like finish type of coverage. Kind of cake up on the pimples, so I'm not a fan of that. I would say the texture is a little bit liquidy. You know, it's not super creamy, it's a little liquidy. But it leaves you with some working time, so that's good. Okay, I'm just gonna pat it out with a sponge. It kind of dries down to a little, I don't know, a little powdery almost. Just blend it out with a sponge. This sponge is dry, by the way. It's like a little cakey. You see that unevenness? If you guys want to check out my first impression, I'll link it up. This is the first layer. I don't know why, it kind of just doesn't seem like it's agreeing with my skin, and there's a little patchy, creasy situation. And this is my pimple. You can kind of feel like sitting on top. It's just a little dry looking. The coverage is definitely very light if you only apply like one layer. I don't know if you guys can see, it's a little creasy and patchy almost. Let me just give it another layer on the right side and then we're gonna set it. But on the left side, we'll just do one layer. Let's give another layer on the right side and then we'll set it like how I normally would do. Let's just see how buildable it is. I kind of feel like even with the second layer, you can still see my dark circle. It's definitely, the coverage definitely light to medium, I would say. Just pat it out with a sponge. I don't know why, it's just like patchy. Can you see? It's really weird. Is it because of the moisturizer though? You just have to give it some time to, I don't know, press it into the skin, I guess. I'm gonna set this eye with some Colourpop No Filter setting powder. Kind of like this powder for setting my face, but the under eye powder is probably the only thing I kind of enjoy out of the whole complexion product from Colourpop, because I kind of just didn't like the stick foundation, and the concealer is just kind of okay for me. So this is where we're at right now. This is with one layer, no setting. This under eye is with 2 layers and setting it with their loose setting powder. I'm assuming you guys. Time right now is around 6:22 p.m. and we'll see how long it's gonna last on my skin. Concealer, because I've been trying it out for the past couple of days and actually filmed this video the other day, but I just didn't like how everything turned out, so I'm gonna do it all over again just to give it like more of a fair chance. I feel like the coverage for what it is just not enough for me. I feel like even my Catrice liquid camouflage around the same price point, it provides more coverage, and also my Maybelline Age Rewind has more coverage than this. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, the time right now is 1:35 midnight. See how late I am going to wear this face for. I would say for a couple hours. Oh my god, you guys, I just found a show called Suits. It's a show that's been around, but oh my god, I just got into it. It is so freaking good. I love that show. I am on season 1, episode 4, so I think I'm gonna binge for a couple more hours and I'll come back to you guys in a little bit. Yeah, the creasing and everything, I mean, I didn't even touch anything underneath. I only removed the makeup on top, so I don't know what's going on under here. And also here, when I don't set it, still looks a little cakey around here, huh? Right? You see that? I don't know, I just think that there's something about this formula I'm not super 100% loving. Especially look at my nose. It doesn't fade nicely, it doesn't really wear really nicely. It just looks a little cakey and dry for some reason. I don't feel dry, it looks dry. Look at my forehead. How it performs on my pimple, it's just like all caked up, looks a little gross, if I do say so myself. My bumps are looking so fucking wild these days, I cannot. I'm gonna leave you and then I'll see you guys in a little bit. Right now it's almost 4 a.m. That means we're 9 hours in. So for 9 hours, let's just take a look. If you set it with powder, especially their powder, it just creases and it creates this weird patch over here. You see what I'm talking about? Like here, there's just like a weird patch, and then powder getter around here. And where we haven't set it, it just doesn't look that great either. It kind of just looked like, I don't know, it kind of gathers around here too. Kind of a weird situation. And also I want to point out here, there's a line sitting here, right here. Also my nose is looking really dry. and patchy. Also my forehead. It kind of just gathers on my pimple. Yeah, there you can see that it kind of gathers on my pimple. So I just want to give you guys a pros and cons at the end of the video. So let's talk about the coverage. I will say the coverage is a light coverage. You can sort of build it up, but depends on what you set it with. If you set it with a more full coverage powder, it might be better, because I don't mind this concealer with Maybelline Fit Me, but for some reason today I used their own powder. It's just very sheer and light, and it kind of just create that weird creases, so I'm not a really fan of. Say the longevity, things started to get really weird after 2 hours. It just didn't look that pretty, so I didn't like how it wears on my face. Things just looks a little funky. I don't like how everything wore off. Some parts of my face just look a little cakey and dry if you look up close. The finish, just like a natural finish. I would say it's more like a natural skin-like finish. When it dries down, it kind of create that powdery finish. So maybe that's why it has to be certain product that you wear underneath, or certain powder that you work with this concealer to be able to make it work. So yeah, all in all, I wouldn't really recommend this to you guys, but I know a lot of people like this concealer. But for me, I just feel like at the same price range, I like the Maybelline Age Rewind. I like Catrice Liquid Camouflage. I like even the Maybelline Fit Me more. At this price point, I feel like you can get something better. I wouldn't mind using it as a primer, but other than that, I just don't really care for it as a concealer because the coverage is not there. It gets cakey and weird when it comes to different powders. And it's a bit of a learning curve. You gotta learn how to work with it, but I just don't feel like it's one of those products I will recommend it to you. It's okay for me. I'm not hating it. I don't love it either. I would definitely not repurchase. So yeah, that's pretty much how I think about this concealer. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably like a 4 or 5. So if I were to rate it on Colourpop's website, I'll give it like a 2.5. Alrighty guys, that's it for today's To Be Honest review. I hope you guys enjoyed today's review. Comment down below, let me know if you like this concealer. If you do, leave me a comment. Let me know what you like about it, or if you don't like it, let me know what you don't like about it. And I hope you found my review helpful. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.